Good morning dear students. This is the second class of science for you. This time I am very happy because almost all of you have done your activities so fast. So keep it up, keep going like this. So before going to the next topic, I am just recollecting the things that we have studied in our previous class. Okay. So in our previous class we have discussed about the different sources of food and the different food items and its ingredients, and also discussed about the food items that we obtained from plants and their edible parts, isn't it? So then we have discussed about the food that we obtained from animals like milk, then honey, then egg. So these are all about the previous class. I think you have read your textbook and it is necessary to know all the facts about the food items and the sources of food for the coming classes too. Okay. So for today we are going to discuss about what animals eat. What about animals? So today we are going to discuss it in detail. So how many of you have a pet in your house? Okay, many of you have a pet. So those who have a pet must know that what are the food items they eat, isn't it? So different animals will be having different food items to eat. Okay. So in the case of dog and cat, what are the food items they eat? Yes, they eat milk, then bread, then meat, etc. So in the case of different animals, their food, the food habits of different animals will be differ. Okay. So in your textbook, there is a table showing the animals and their food. There is provided the names of different animals and the table next to it, that is the column next to it, shows the food items they eat. It includes the example of dog, that dog eat milk, bread, chapati and meat, and the remaining animals you have to write in your notebook. Okay. So this is a first activity for you, the table showing animals and their food. So as we know that different animals will be having different food habits, right? So according to this food habits, the animals are mainly categorized into three. Okay. According to the food habits of animals, they are classified into three. The three categories of animals are, first is herbivores. And the second is carnivores. And the third one is omnivores. So animals are classified into three categories only based on food habits. So we can see what is herbivore, what is carnivore and what is omnivore. In the case of a herbivore, herbivores are the animals that eat only plants and plant products. Okay. Herbivores are the organism or animals that eat only plant and plant products. For example, in the case of cow and sheep, then goat, deers, rabbits. These are all organisms, and many other organisms are also there, and these are the main organisms that included in herbivores. What are herbivores? Yes, herbivores are the animals that eat only plants and plant products, and the examples are cow, buffaloes, sheep, goat, etc. Then what are carnivores? Carnivores are the animals that they eat only flesh of other animals. Carnivores are the animals that eat only flesh of other animals. Okay? And the examples of carnivores are lion, tiger, then wolves, etc. These are the example of carnivores. There are also many other examples, and the major examples are tiger, lion, wolves, etc. So carnivores are the organisms or the animals that eat only meat of or flesh of other animals, and the examples are lion, tiger, then wolves, etc. And what are omnivores? Omnivores are the animals that eat both plants, plant products and animals. So omnivores are the animals that eat both plants and animals. So omnivores, example for omnivores are we human being itself. So we are omnivores. Okay, human beings are omnivores. Omnivores are the organism or the animals that eat both plants and animals. The example are human, then rats, then cockroaches, etc. These are included in omnivores. So these are the three categories based on food habits. Then we moving on to another category of organism, that is scavengers and decomposers. Scavengers and decomposers. Did you heard about these organisms? Okay. Scavengers are the organisms that feed on dead and decaying flesh of other animals. Scavengers are the organisms that feed on flesh of dead and decaying animals. And the examples of scavengers are jackals, hyenas, then vultures, etc. So the scavengers feed on dead and decaying. It is important that dead and decaying animals. So they feed on only dead and decaying flesh of other animals. And decomposers. Decomposers are the microorganisms like fungi and bacteria. What is microorganisms? Yes, the microscopic or the extreme small organisms that feed on both dead and decaying matter of plants and animals. They feed on dead and decaying plants and animals. So this is the difference between scavengers and decomposers. Decomposers feed on dead and decaying plants and animals, but scavengers feed on dead and decaying flesh of other animals only. Okay, and the examples of decomposers are bacteria, then fungi, These are the microscopic organism which is the example of decomposers. Are you clear? So, these scavengers and decomposers cleans the earth. Why? Why we say like that? Because they feed the dead and decaying organism, the dead and decaying matters. So, the earth become clean. Okay. And then we moving on to the next topic, that is food chain. In our first class, we have discussed about the sources of food, isn't it? The major sources of food for us is plants and animals, right? So, the plants are considered as the major source of food. Okay, then how do the plants get energy? Plants get energy from sunlight. Sunlight is the major source of energy for plants. Plants can absorb sunlight, but animals can't. Animals cannot absorb sunlight. So, plants can absorb sunlight with the help of a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the pigment in plants that helps to trap solar energy or sunlight. So, plants can absorb sunlight and can synthesize and can prepare their food. So, plants are called as producers. What is it? Producers. Why the plants are called producers? Yes, plants can trap the solar energy and can prepare their own food. So, they called as producers. And so, the plants get energy from the ultimate source sun, and by using the sun's energy it will produce their food, and by using the food of plant as a food, animals survive. The feeding relationship of organisms. The series of feeding relationship of organism is called as a food chain. Okay. So, there is producers as plants, and all other organisms are considered as consumers. Okay. The organism or the animals except animals that depends upon plants for food and getting energy is called as consumers. So, there is a relation between these organisms, right? So, the plants, animals, plants are considered as producers and the animals are considered as consumers. So, there is a feeding relationship between them. So, this is called as, that relationship is a series of food chain, that is the food chain, the feeding relationship. Okay. So, that is about food chain, and I will give you two examples of food chain, that is grass. Grass is eaten by deers. Then deers are being eaten by lion. So, this is a food chain. So, in this case, grass is producer and deers are the consumers. Consumers as the it is a herbivore, right? It's a herbivore. And it is a carnivore. So, This is a simple food chain for you, and there is another food chain, that is grass. Then grass is eaten by grasshopper. Then grass is eaten by grasshopper. Then grasshopper is eaten by frog. Then frog is eaten by snake. And snake is finally eaten by eagle. So this is the second food chain for you, and in this is the producer, and this is a herbivore, and this is the carnivore, and this is the large carnivore, and this is the top carnivore. Large carnivore, and this is the top carnivore. This is simply carnivore. And this is herbivore. And this is producer. So here in this two food chain, grass is the producer and the consumers is getting changed. So here in this food chain, grass, grasshopper, frog, snake, eagle, and in this food chain, grass, deers, lion. So there is a feeding relationship. So that relationship is called as a food chain. Is that clear? Yes. So we can define food chain as is the series of organisms that is linked by the process of eating and being eaten for food. So food chain can be defined as the series of organisms that is linked by the process of eating and being eaten for food. So it is that clear from this food chain also? So this is a relationship of eating and being eaten. So this is called as a food chain. Is that clear to you? Okay. This is about food chain. So all organisms depends upon plants for consuming food. Okay. Then we moving on to the food problems. What are the problems that we faced for the food? Yes, there is shortage of food sometimes, isn't it? There is shortage of food, and sometimes it is not possible, cannot buy due to poverty. These are the two major cause of food problems, that is the shortage of food. In many areas, like in our country itself, the faces problems of shortage of food. Many people are getting starved and getting very much hunger for food. So the shortage of food is a major problem in our country and in many other places. And the second case is cannot buy the food due to poverty. There is no sufficient money to buy food material, so it will become a major threat to human beings. So these are the major problems that we faced in the case of food. The shortage of food and the lack of money, or cannot buy food due to poverty. These are the two major issues. Okay. Then how we can solve this problem? How to solve this? Yes, we can grow more croplands. We can grow more croplands by using the new methods of farming like plant breeding and all. So, for solving the food problem, we can grow more croplands by using latest techniques of farming. And the second thing is store the food grains properly. Store the food grains properly so that we can escape the food grains, or we can protect the food grains from the attack of microorganisms, insects, cockroaches, rats, etc. So, store the food grains properly is one of the method to solve the food problems. Okay. Then the third and the most important thing is don't waste food material. What is it? Don't waste food material. I know that many of you waste food many times, isn't it? But the process it is not practiced because many of others were facing difficulties for food. So you don't do that. You must eat the enough quantity of food without wasting it. Okay. So don't waste the food is a major factor to be concerned. So these are the food problems and how to solve it. Is that clear to you? How to solve it? The food problems, that is grow more croplands, then avoid the contact with the insects, avoid the food contact, store the food grains, then don't waste food. These are the major ways to solve the food problems. Is that clear to you? So, your chapter, the first chapter, that is sources of food, is over, and I think the topics are clear to you. Okay. And one more thing is that I have also done the activity, that is activity of moong seeds for you, and I have observed that a small white colored structure. Is that clear to you? I will show you by taking picture and send to you. The small white structures are coming out from the seed, isn't it? So, we can conclude that the seed is getting sprouted and this seed is rich in vitamins and hence it is very much nutritious. Okay. So, we can eat the seeds by raw or by boiled, or we can add some spices to it, then it will become more tastier and make us a snack. So, this is the activity that I also done. Okay. Then I think the chapter is clear to you, and if you have any doubt you can ask me, and we have to do the activities that I will send you after the class. Okay.